Hello guys, and welcome to the third episode of Like Father, Like Son. And thank you so much for the feedback on the other two episodes. And if you haven't already, please go subscribe to our iTunes, YouTube, go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all of that good stuff. And we have another amazing, exciting, incredible episode. And you are looking at me like it's not going to be exciting and amazing. And I'm really trying to sell it here. And
I know.
I've got the energy, and you're looking at me like...
No,
you
listen.
don't care, and that's great.
Just so everyone knows, he's had a go at me because he doesn't feel I bring enough energy at the beginning. And what I'd like to say is, I feel like I am bringing enough energy to this thing.
See, I don't think you are, because the last
we have literally been on 3 seconds and we're arguing.
Because it's like I come in with this, hey guys, welcome,
Yeah.
and you go, you're right,
You're right.
It's just like
You're right,
Father,
Tommy.
Like Son, and my name's Mark, and
Aye,
it's
so am.
great.
Aye, that's good. No, energy, here I am. It's all going to be brilliant.
It better be. Episode 3, we are ready, we are excited, we have got some new stuff to talk about.
Yes,
And I'm
because
excited about it.
people have been giving us great feedback, and a lot of people have been asking about how I'm doing with my marathon. So I thought I would.
Oh yeah. Nobody's asked that to me. I think that might be your circle of friends, because
No, but
to be
even
fair,
mine.
actually, that's actually a lie, and I'm sorry, because actually someone said it. So I was playing football actually last night, and I turned to my mate and went, "Phew, I'm out of breath, like I'm dying," because we'd obviously played for like 2 hours, and he turned to me and went, "You should be running more like your dad," and I was
See,
like, "What?"
People care. People are interested. But I went for a 10-mile run last weekend.
How long's the marathon?
It's 26 miles, which is apparently
So-
another 16 after the 10 that I did and nearly died.
Okay,
But
it's progress.
Yeah, it's progress. What did happen though, kind of mile 7, we were beginning to lag a little. I was with my friends Dennis and Sarah. And basically, Dennis, who's a bit of a running guru, right? I don't mean like he's a runner and he looks a bit like Gandhi. I mean he's like, that's made me laugh.
Yeah.
Just imagine Gandhi running really fast.
It is.
He's a running guru in the fact that he knows everything about running.
Good. Yeah, we're back on track with this one.
And like mile 7, he came out with these little cubes of jelly that he'd got from like some running shop, and they were like these high protein, high gel kind of energy booster things, right?
Yep.
And so, but they came in a packet. So Sarah took one, it was fine. He had one, I had one, it was all cool.
Yep.
And then, so that was great, but he ran out of them, right? And then on the last mile, basically, we were dying. Well, I was dying. And I suddenly remembered that I'd got jelly babies, but these jelly babies are in this little back pocket of mine, which is like right by my buttocks.
No.
And they'd been there for about 3 weeks. And because he'd shared his...
And you'd been running, it's sweaty, it's...
because he'd been because he shared his, I felt like I had to share mine.
Oh, you were inclined to. Of course, it'd be rude not to.
So I was like, does anybody want a jelly baby? And they both were like, oh yeah, that would be great.
They actually took one?
They took one.
Oh.
And let's just say, you know the kind of
Mark.
little powder on a jelly baby? You know that?
Yeah.
Like, slap? There wasn't any.
That was gone.
Oh, it was gone. They were like sweaty jelly babies.
Oh.
I thought that was quite symbolic. We're sweating and so are the jelly babies.
I want to talk to you, because like jelly babies are your favourite sweet, aren't they?
No, just when I'm running. They're very energizing.
Oh, just when you're running. Does it change? When you're lying down. What's it when you're lying down? Is it?
Minstrels. Just a little bit more chilled out.
Wait, so
You know what I
walking?
mean?
Have you got a sweet for walking? Or?
No.
Oh, I've put you on the spot.
You
And look
did.
at you.
And I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Absolutely
Counters. I like a counter when I'm walking.
I've both. The funny thing is that I asked you for your favourite sweet twice, and you've come out with chocolates both times.
They're still sweets, though.
Chocolates and sweets are different, mate.
Oh, he's
I can't believe we're having this
He's
conversation.
embarrassing himself.
I'm in.
All right.
So what I'm trying to say is that Jelly Baby is clearly a sweet,
Yes.
whereas Counters and Minstrels, well, we'll have a little conversation about that, because they're the same thing, and they're not. They're chocolates. They're not sweets.
But they're not the same thing, because they'd just be called the same thing if they were the same thing.
Yeah, but it's like a counter is just like a I was going to say something very weird then.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say it's like a naked minstrel.
Can we just say we're trying to keep this PG? If you're a little boy or girl listening to this, we're sorry for using the word naked.
I just thought about it and went, no, I don't know if I can say that. And then I've said it, and
That's
great.
good.
That's great.
That is good.
So yeah, you've had a few sweaty
jelly babies. But I
Sweaty jelly
did
babies.
want to bring something up. I was in an airport the other day. 'Cause,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not, listen.
International?
Well, I don't want to make a big deal of it, but the last time you were on an aeroplane was your holidays. It's my job, mate, Monday to Friday. And that even I realised I sounded like
That's the most big-headed thing I've ever heard you say.
complete plank. Anyway, yeah, I was in this airport and I overheard a conversation. And can I just tell you what it was? Because it honestly, even
The funny thing about this is that we genuinely, like, because obviously we're doing this podcast, so it comes out every 2 weeks. Obviously, if you
Love
subscribe,
that.
you
Lovely
would
little plug there. Good.
lovely little plug. But the thing is that it's got to a point in our house where we just don't talk to each other because this is no joke, the only half an hour that we have. So this is kind of like all the random stories. And I feel this is another one.
Exactly.
Because he'll go to me, I was like, oh, how was your trip to Belfast? He'll be like, oh, it's great. I've got a story for you, but save it to the podcast. Save it. We'll save it to the
We're
podcast.
just never going to talk to each other other than
Yeah.
in podcast.
You're right?
land.
Yeah, you? Yeah. Well, I'm going to save it. I'm going to
the
save it
podcast.
to the podcast.
Yeah.
So go on, hit me with the story.
So I was in a cafe having a little coffee.
Yep.
In the airport, and I overheard this conversation, and it just there's a lot of things about this that just is weird. One guy turned to the other guy and just said to him, Would you break your friend's arm for £6,000? That's what he said. And they weren't even joking. They weren't even like, oh, a little bit of banter, a bit of laughter. And the guy answered them. The guy was like talking seriously about it, like as if it was like...
Well, it's a difficult break, but for six, I could get our hammer for that.
But it did, like, when I was on the plane, I was like, oh, a couple of weirdos. And then I was like, let's hope they're not listening to this.
Bit harsh as well.
Especially because he's already got a bit of a bent towards violence. He's like, if he's going to break his mate's arm for six, he's not going to think twice about my arm, is he? He's going oh, stop talking. But suddenly I'm on the plane and I'm thinking, would I though? Would I break my friend's arm for £6,000?
Now, are we talking like best friend's arm, or are we just talking a friend's arm? Because obviously there's a little bit of a difference
Is
there.
there? What's a best friend? How much would it be for a best friend?
Oh, $3,000 for a best friend. No, I've always seen it as this. Every single time that these sort of things come up, because they always do, like in their own little variations of, would you hit your mate for 20 quid or whatever? I always think to myself, I'd speak to my mate first and go, I'll give you half of it.
Great thinking.
So obviously $6,000, we'll split it and we'll just half it. And the only problem is that you've got a broken arm and I feel a bit better about myself. That's the only difference I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Right. So that's always
maybe
the way
better
I've
question
approached
is,
it.
Would you allow your arm to be broken for £3,000?
See, I'm no.
See, I'm with you. I'm no.
I think that's a better question actually, because the thing is that breaking someone's arm, it probably is quite difficult. You've got to really put some effort into breaking someone's arm. Like, sorry, I'm really analysing
You are
this.
totally getting into it a little bit too much, if you ask me.
If anyone out there wants to donate $6,000, I'll break an arm.
Yeah.
There it is. Like father, like son. You heard it here first. But I don't know. I think for me, it would have to take a serious amount of money, because the amount of pain.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
For $3,000, that much pain. Like, yes, $3,000's obviously a fair amount of money.
I'd have my arm broken for 10.
I'm gonna be brutally honest. It'd have to be like 100 grand or more.
Shut up.
Mate, my arms-
You are lying on a microphone right now. Well, you're not lying on it. You're speaking into it.
Wow.
That was a
We've
dad
got some
joke.
dad jokes
We've
in.
got a dad joke right there, lying on the mic. That's
hey.
good. But
No, I wouldn't. Like, no, I'm really not. Like, it's a little bit ironic that we are recording in a hospital, but I really just can't deal with them. Like, as in
No,
blood
that
and
is
injections,
true.
and
That
yes,
is
obviously
true.
for a broken arm, it's not blood or injections,
Yeah.
but I'd struggle.
Yeah.
I'd very much struggle.
What about sitting on a nail? Like sitting on a. How much? No, like like a
No,
tack.
no,
What they called a tack.
No.
Ooh, how much
My
for
bum
a tack? How-
feels weird. Feels
My
very
bum
weird.
feels weird. .co.uk. Yeah,
We're setting
we're
up websites now, aren't we?
This bit might be edited out. How much if for me to kill you?
What? Wait, what? There's me looking on like, okay, we might move on to the next section, and I didn't expect that. Flipping heck.
No, how much?
Well, obviously it's...
I'll give you 50 grand if you let me kill you.
Well, what's the point?
Oh, he's there. He's there. He's sussed it out.
No, but
Because you'd
why
be dead.
would you kill me?
Because you'd be dead and I
Yeah.
would never pay it.
Yeah, no, I've got that bit. I just feel a bit threatened. I'm sitting with a man that's offering money to kill me.
No, I know.
So by popular demand, we have... So obviously the first podcast that we did, we kind of did like a celebrity scenario almost. And it went down a storm. It went down an absolute storm.
People loved it.
People loved it. And to be honest, I think what we've done is we've gone, oh, okay, let's do that again. And but we've tried to make them as ridiculous as possible.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm a little bit nervous because we've both not really spoken about it.
Yeah.
And I just think the next 5 minutes of this podcast is going to be interesting.
Yeah. So the first one we have talked about. 'Cause
Yeah.
We thought we'd get one under under our
bit of a
belt.
warm-up.
Yeah. And then what we've done is we've both got one for the other person, and we don't know what that one is. So
Yeah.
the one that you've got for me, I've no idea, and the one I've got for you, you've no idea. And I mean, you've no idea.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one that we both know is we said, listen, if we were under siege, right, and there was, say, about 25 hoodlums, thugs,
Yep.
moronic beasts of men around like a house, and were chanting for us to be killed, and they'd got pitchforks in their hands. What celebrity, who would be the celebrity that you would like to be in the house with you?
So I thought mine through, and I don't actually know if you know him. You should know him. It's a bit of a joke if you don't know him, but it's Dwayne Johnson. It's The Rock. You don't know who he is, do you?
I'm trying.
He's the
I'm trying to be
absolute
cool.
massive guy.
Oh, is he into wrestling? Is he?
Yeah, he used to be the wrestler. Now he's obviously like an actor, basically, and he just does loads of films, and he's just absolutely massive. Now I'm thinking, obviously, I might only have to take one of the guys because he can take the other 24. Do you know what I mean? He's that big, or like a Van Diesel, or just someone that's just massive, who's just gonna be an absolute tank.
Yeah.
So I've thought mine through. I
Yeah,
feel that
yeah.
you're gonna go for some weirdo that's.
No.
Oh, he can tell me a joke while I die.
No,
That's
mine's
why
a
I've gone for
Scooby Doo. I've thought mine through.
Please tell me there's a reason for that.
No, because like in Scooby Doo, right? He always gets away, doesn't he? Whatever happens, they always end
Have you
up.
seen that thing of like, obviously it's a cartoon,
Yeah.
but it's like that thing of like, he's obviously a Great Dane or something like that. And a Great Dane can run up to like 25 miles an hour. And have you noticed that they always run at the same speed?
Yeah.
Like him and Shaggy.
Yeah.
And they're basically saying if Shaggy was running at 25 miles an hour, he'd be like double the pace of Usain Bolt. And
Where
there's
have you read that?
Mate, there's a lot of stuff on the internet about Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
And there's also another one.
Who'd have thought the treasures that were in the Scooby Doo comment? Go on.
So there's another one as well that is quite sad. That basically your whole life is that. don't ever do that again. So your whole life. Yeah, no, good. Second time you interrupted me now. You're gonna do it.
No, I
Okay,
promise.
cool. But okay, it's getting annoying.
No, sorry.
Don't do it again because I can see it in your eyes. You're gonna do it again, and it's not funny.
No,
People have laughed.
4 times is never funny. Go on.
Exactly. So it's basically that thing throughout your whole life is that it's quite a sad thing of in Scooby-Doo. Basically, it teaches you throughout the whole thing is that actually the people that turn out to be the villains are always like the closest people to you. Do you know what I mean? Like they're always the people that you don't think are going to be the bad guy or something. And it just shows you that you have trust issues from when you were 6.
I did not expect this to be a teaching moment, but there it is.
There you go, kids.
Wow.
Stay in school.
Right. So that was good. Very good. Now then, I've got my scenario. You've got your scenario.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Right. So my scenario is that I want you to imagine.
So badly wrong.
I want to imagine that you've got half an hour left of your life. You're dying.
We've spoken about that subject quite a lot.
Bit. Yeah, you think about that. And basically, you're on your deathbed. You've got half an hour to live. Your family are in the other side of the world.
Hallelujah.
Which celebrity would you like to kind of hold your hand for that last half? What's the last face that you would like to see on this wonderful earth?
Margot Robbie.
Who the dickens is Margot
The people out there
Robbie?
are listening. They understand. They understand.
I'm guessing she's a beautiful, attractive
She's
lady.
a very beautiful and attractive lady. Or Cheryl Cole. I'll go with Cheryl Cole.
Cheryl Cole?
Mate.
She's old enough to be your grandma, mate.
And she's still beautiful.
Beautiful granny. Oh, that's... Even as I've said that, I felt a bit sick in my
Yeah,
mouth.
I think I would if I was you.
What? Really?
Yeah, well, it's what?
She's a Geordie as well. You wouldn't understand the last words.
So,
It's like-
all right, what was that?
Just as you're dying. Can you say that again? But
Have
a
you,
bit slower.
have you heard that thing of like she was on like the American X Factor and nobody could understand what she was saying, so she got cut. That's so savage.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I think it would be a.
So in a kind of way, she died in America, which, yeah, that was another dad joke. Even Scooby-Doo can't save me.
No, he can't. So yeah, I think it'd be someone just beautiful that I could just spend the last half an hour of my life just staring into their eyes and just feel good about myself.
Wouldn't you rather it was like somebody really, really ugly? Because then you think, oh, at least I'm not going to have to spend any more time with this brute. Do you know what I mean?
No.
No. A
Well,
lovely,
no.
attractive lady.
Well, yeah, it's just like why would you? I don't know. Why would you waste your time?
What's her name? That what was that first?
Margot Robbie.
What
She's
is
in
she a
Focus.
singer? Oh, is these films? Are these films?
Yeah, with Will Smith.
Never heard of her, mate. Never heard of her.
The Wolf of Wall Street girl in that.
Right, never seen that film. Because,
Probably for the best,
for
and
the
we're gonna
best.
move on.
Yeah.
Who would yours be? Would you just?
Would be the last person that I would like to see.
Yeah.
In the last half an hour.
Yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson. So think, at least I do not have to spend another minute on this earth with you, Jeremy.
Okay, good. Glad we've moved on. So my one. So again, I've kind of brought it back to episode 2.
Oh.
Obviously, you spoke about your fear of lifts.
Right.
Now, my one is quite a simple one, but it's just if you're stuck in an elevator and the walls it's a massive elevator and the walls are just slowly coming in, started to, I'm just trying to give you that experience of it's really horrible in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's snakes in there. It's almost like it's just
Snakes
the
in the
worst
lift.
It's the worst lift you've ever been in. It's all your nightmares are in one lift.
All in one, yeah.
I want to know who you'd be with.
So the walls are coming closer towards me all the time.
But very slowly. So you've kind of got
Very slow. You can hardly even tell.
So you're kind of stuck in this lift for like 2 days,
Oh, my goodness.
and the walls are slowly closing in, and you just got 2 days of just this is going
And
to be
the
bad.
snakes around your
Snakes
feet.
are bad. There's I don't actually know what I was just scared of.
Nothing really. Nothing.
Oh, I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm not even really scared of snakes, to be fair. The
Cool. We'll
snakes are
forget this.
literally
We'll forget the snakes.
Keeping my feet warm. That's all they're doing.
Good.
That's a good one. Which celebrity would I like? Des Lynam. Because, he's just got a very reassuring voice. I know there's quite a lot of people out there that's maybe never heard of him because he's a little bit older. But he used to be Match of the Day, BBC, before Gary Lineker. And
How many years ago was that?
quite a few years. And he's just got a very reassuring voice. So I can just imagine him talking me through it, saying, don't worry about the snakes. don't worry about the walls that are coming closer towards you.
Surely you'd want, if that's the case, wouldn't you want, oh, that's a good one. What? Wouldn't you want Morgan Freeman just to sit and narrate the whole thing? Well,
God,
no, I can't do it.
You're good at him. Good at him.
No.
You're good at him. I can't do it.
Like, wouldn't you just want him to just like narrate the whole thing? Wouldn't that just be awesome? Like, or even the one with the siege. Is it you just go into this battle and all you've got in your ears is like Morgan Freeman just narrating the whole thing whilst you're doing it?
Oh yeah, he actually is a good shout. Actually, he's better than Des Lynam. Yeah, I've changed.
So I've actually answered.
You've answered my question for me. Yeah. No,
good. So we're going to move on to the sports section. See, it's just copyright because that's obviously.
Oh, what I was doing there was, no, I wasn't doing Match of the Day. It was that other song.
That other really famous one. So I really do want to make a jingle. Anyone out there that's listening wants to make a jingle for the sports section, then that would be quite cool. So recently, obviously some transfer news has happened, and that is that Alexis Sanchez has gone from Arsenal to Man U and has become, in the process, the highest paid Premier League player. Now, just to break it down for you, he gets £350,000 a week.
Wow.
He gets 1.4 million a month. He gets 16.8 million a year. He gets 50k a day, and that kind of equals out to about, he gets £35 a minute.
35 quid a minute.
And that's like sleeping. So obviously I'm not very good at maths, but you sleep for 8 hours and you've
made quite a bit of money.
Yeah, you've made a bit of money and I've not got the figure yet. So. And we were just kind of wondering, like, what would you actually do with a footballer's wage? Like, what would you actually do with it?
I know.
Because it's like, obviously it's stupendous amounts of money. And, as obviously there's a thing in there of should they be paid that much, whatever. But, like, think of 16.8 million a year. What would you even do with it? Like, doesn't it get to a point when you're spending it for spending's
sake? For the sake of it, yeah. No, and the thing is, like a lot of the things that they buy, I'm not that bothered about. Do you know what I mean? Like a swimming pool. Nah, I just not that bothered about having a swimming pool. I mean,
what would you buy then?
Well, exactly, because like swimming pool, a yacht. No. Do you know what I mean? I don't want a yacht.
But what do you want though? It's good sitting here listing all the things you're not going to buy, but what are you going to buy?
What would I want? I don't know.
Well, this is really good content.
I'm not even bothered about, like, when they wear jewellery and they wear like loads of bling. Not interested, mate.
I'd love to see you rocking a gold chain. That would make me laugh.
Like a plank. That's what I'd look like.
That's the second time that word's come up in the podcast.
It is true. No, I think I wouldn't mind buying, like, imagine if you could just buy a little apartment in every major city.
That would be quite cool.
Across the world. That would be, come on.
I think I'd want a cinema room.
A cinema room?
Well, yeah, a cinema room.
Just those big chairs, the reclining chairs, and a massive screen and
the cinema. Like, have you? I don't know. Like, you've got the reclining chairs. You've got I don't know. Floyd Mayweather actually posted his cinema room, and he's got this massive like pick and mix that he has, and you can just use your pick and mix, and then he's got all these reclining chairs, and it looked flipping cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were just saying a minute ago, what would you do with all your money? Just go to the flipping cinemas, pick and mix for a few times.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You took a lady once to the cinema, sorry for bringing it up, but you did, and you treated her to pick and mix, didn't you? It cost you 14 quid.
Okay, just to give a bit more context to this.
14 quid.
Basically, I was a bit like, yeah, no, sure, we'll get some pick and mix. She was obviously like, yeah, sure.
Fudge is heavy, mate.
And she went mental on the pick and mix. And I was a bit like, oh, okay. And you go and get it like weighed and all that. And the woman just went, oh, that'll be £14, please. And I looked at it, I was like, No. That's like,
tell me you never made it go back. Listen.
no.
I really
Obviously,
like
you do that classic. Yeah.
Could you just get rid of those those yellow banana things? Foam bananas.
The foam bananas. They're the
Just
worst.
put them back.
They're also not nice. Like,
That is true. It's like they cost a fortune and they taste like crap.
so it's also come out about. I feel that we've had a very Alexis Sanchez themed sports section.
Yeah.
Because apparently it's come out saying recently that when he goes out and I don't know if he walks his dogs or whatever, but he basically has this thing that quite a lot of the times he's out and about, he basically just like climbs trees.
I have also heard this. This is true. He basically used to climb trees as a kid, and he still loves climbing trees.
So I just love that moment of, oh, what you doing? No, I'm just gonna see that massive tree over there. Yeah. Oh yeah, Alexis. You know.
Maybe that's what he does with all his money is just buy forests so he can just climb lots of different trees.
Okay. Imagine that would be a very weird thing.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to ask you a little bit is like, what sort of like, as an adult, what sort of childish things do you still do that, that are a little bit just, that's just a bit kiddified and you just still do it?
Right. Well, I'm going to say one, and I realise I'm opening myself right up. Not only for your abuse, I understand that's coming. That's going to flow like a river.
Let's get vulnerable.
But but I know people are going to listen to this and they'll never be able to look at me in the face again. But when I was a kid,
I'm going to be honest, I struggle most mornings
because you're in bed. And basically, I used to go home from school. Used to walk home from school on my own. Bit of a loner.
Is this going to get deep?
It's going to get dark and very deep. No. And I used to have a little thing. Oh, I'm embarrassed. But I did do it called Radio Mark.
Oh
yeah.
No.
And yeah, I used to have a little jingle in my head and everything. Radio Mark. And
please tell me it didn't have that.
It did have that little sound at the end. And
that's the worst jingle I've ever heard. It's quite funny though, because obviously it's passed down to me. I obviously love doing radio and stuff like that. So maybe it was got.
Yeah, there it is. 9-10 years old, and basically Radio Mark, right?
Can you chat us through some of the content that was on?
Yeah, I did. Honestly, I used to have about a 15-minute walk home, and sometimes I'd have a little sports section in it, and I'd have a little.
So we just filling out your
my dream when I was 9, and it's coming true.
Oh dear!
But you said, what do you still do when you're childish? But if I'm walking a dog and I'm just a bit, sometimes I will like have a little World Cup report or.
So, Radio Mark, Chile are doing very well in this. Is that?
I'll just have a little. Do you know what I mean?
Do you do different voices?
No, I don't do it. I'm not a weirdo. I'm not a freak. Well, I think
you've given us a lot of evidence to suggest.
Okay, so that's me. I still do a little radio in my head.
I've got one. I've got one for you though.
Oh, do you think I do that?
Yeah. So basically, guys, gonna break it down. Is that I feel really bad for doing this, but basically, if he is leaving the house or if he's going up to the loft where he's got his workspace, he basically forgets absolutely everything. So he'll kind of run up the stairs or he'll run out to the car. Then you kind of leave it for 2 seconds. Then you hear the front door go as he comes back in to find his glasses. Then he goes back out to the car. He then comes back in to find his wallet. Then he goes back into the car. Then he comes back in to find his bag. And then he goes back out. And then he's then forgotten something about his bag. And he comes back in. And obviously the same with the loft. He'll kind of run up the 2 floors, then run back down them. And he's got this really annoying run that's really quick. And it's like...
You're doing that on the desk.
Yeah, and I don't know how that's going to sound, but probably quite annoying for people listening on headphones. But
so I don't want to pull you up on a technicality, but that's actually not like childish. That's like actually old age-ish. I mean,
I just went with the childish thing of like you just can't plan ahead. As in, like, you can't plan the fact of I'm going to need my glasses, wallet, my bag, and all of this, your phone, all of this stuff before you leave the house. Like, it's just a bit
creative. I'm wild and creative.
too
Not
busy
like
being
you.
creative.
I'm not like you boring little.
Okay.
Anyway, what do you do that's immature? Well,
Where do I start?
exactly. We've not got that much time left, so let me just put it like this. When Jordan was a little kid,
Yep.
yeah, he had what we call the Jordan shudder, which when he got excited...
I can't believe this is going on.
When he used to get excited about something, he just used to do, his whole body just used to go to this little... and Scooby-Doo's back. And yeah, and basically he still does it. He still does it.
It's like a
if
fit of
Chelsea
energy.
scores a goal, the old Jordan.
It's a little bit weird. It's like all my energy leaves at one moment. It's like, oh. Like, I just can't really. It's
And
a bit
you do
weird.
still do it.
Yeah.
You even do it if like there's food on the table that you really like. You do a little Jordan shudder. I mean, people right now are thinking, right, so the old guy has got a radio station on his head. And the young guy's doing a wee shudder because he's got his favourite chicken dinner. These two are not real.
Yeah, no, like it's not. It's not that weird. To be fair, the one that I was going to say about myself is that it's quite similar. It's just if I've had an energy drink, like again, I've got stories about that. We won't get into them because we've not got much time. But I just have like if I've had an energy drink or a very strong coffee, it is that thing of like I just sit in there like. Just got so much pent up energy that I'm just sitting kind of almost shaking, just like I need to run.
Yeah,
I need to run.
Imagine adding to that a sweaty jelly baby, and then
okay. No,
well, listen, I think we're coming to the best part of the whole show.
We're coming to an end, guys, and that unfortunately means
no, it's not the end, is it? Oh no, don't try that little get into your little radio talk of. And ladies and gentlemen, that's been a wrap. There's still something to do.
Okay, go on.
It's
Get it on with.
Dad's motivational quote of the show, yeah? And I know you like this bit, and people have
I didn't even get last week.
I know, that's not because it was a bad quote. It's because you didn't listen at school. So here we go. Here's the dad's motivational quote.
Go on.
It goes like this. Growth is fine, but watch out. A cat that chokes to death on cream is just as dead as any other cat.
Okay. Why are you making them so weird?
It's not weird.
Why are you talking about choking cats? How am I supposed to go, yeah, I feel really motivated by a choking cat?
Well, no, but it's because you don't get them. That's the problem.
What am I supposed to get motivated about a choking cat? You've basically said a dead cat and a choking cat are the same.
No, I haven't. No, see, that's the problem with you. You don't listen properly.
No, it's like a... What?
It said growth is fine, but watch out. A cat that chokes to death on cream is just as dead as any other cat. So
Oh, I actually do get it now.
Oh, hello. Easier.
It's
Come
still
on.
just like, where do you find these? Literally today he was like, oh, I've got my motivational quote. And I'm like, what website have you found that on? That's not Gandhi. That is not, that's not
Gandhi's
Malcolm
made
X
quite a few appeal. Malcolm X? What are you on about?
Isn't that
Right,
he's
no,
a motivational guy?
No, can I apologise to everyone who's listening to this right now? He doesn't mean it. He means Martin Luther King. He doesn't mean Malcolm X. Idiot.
Anyway, right.
Choking cat, yeah.
Choking cats.
Good.
That's good. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. As always, we'll be back in 2 weeks for episode 4, which I'm already excited about. But obviously, we're on YouTube. We are on iTunes at LFLS Podcast. We all also have an Instagram and a Facebook page and a Twitter. And if you don't follow those already, please do, so that you can kind of get the updates on when we're going to be coming out with new episodes and all of that good stuff. Until next time, thank you and goodbye.